Good morning, children. Welcome to physics class. So here are some do's and don'ts of my class. So let us see what are these. You have to keep yourself mute during the class. Keep your notebook and stationery ready. In case you have a doubt, please use hand raise feature and wait. No conversation should be there in the chat during the class. Do not answer in the chat unless it is asked. I hope all the points are clear to you. If any problem, you can talk to me or ask me. So children, today we are going to discuss about the topic of motion. So when the word motion appears to you, what does it comes to your mind? That something is moving. Now, right now, let me ask you a question. Wherever you are, sitting at your home or wherever you are, what all are moving in that particular room, according to you? Right, the fan is moving, wind is moving, hands of the clock is moving. Yes, the blood is moving and we are breathing. So the air is moving. So all these things are moving according to you right now. Let us see a picture. So right now, if you see this picture, which is there on your screen, there are houses, there is a road, there are trees, two people are there, and there is a dog. So if I ask you, is the house in motion or is it at rest? What will be your answer? Correct. The house is at rest. Now, if I change this question and ask you that if you go to Jupiter, what will be the situation of the house? Will it be at rest or will it be in motion? So now, yes, you will be confused. So if you go any planet or anywhere outside the earth, you will find that this house is in motion. So how do we decide whether an object is at rest or it is in motion? So here is the very simple explanation. A body is said to be at rest if it does not change. Remember, does not change its position with respect to a reference point over a period of time. So as we discussed that this house which is there in the picture is at rest with respect to all the stationary objects which are there in the picture. But if you go to Jupiter or if there is a moving object, for example, this bus is moving on the road. So with respect to the bus, is the position of the house changing? Yes, it is changing. So the house is in motion with respect to bus. But the same house is at rest with respect to the stationary tree, stationary dog, stationary people, and all those things which are stationary. So I hope now it is getting little clear, but don't worry. I will give you more examples and make you understand it even better. Now, when a body is said to be motion, yes, a body is said to be in motion if its position changes with respect to a reference point over a period of time. So, if the body's position is changing with respect to a reference point over a period of time, then we say that the body or the object is in motion. So now we will refer to this picture and I will ask you certain questions and you have to answer. Any doubts regarding motion or rest? You can ask me now. You can raise your hand. I will give you a chance to ask. Okay. So now I'm going to explain it a little bit more and then I will ask you a question. See, here in this picture, imagine that the bus is moving. Now, what is the situation of two passengers who are sitting with close to each other, are they at rest or are they in motion? If I ask you this question, then the next question from you should be with respect to whom. So if I ask you a passenger sitting in the bus and another co-passenger, are they in motion or rest with respect to each other? Is their position changing? No. So since their position is not changing, they both are at rest with respect to each other. But with respect to a stationary tree outside, definitely their position is changing. Hence, they both are in motion with respect to the tree. But they are at rest with respect to each other. So we can say that motion and rest are not absolute. They are relative. The moment we change the reference point, the same object which was at rest before becomes into motion. So it is a relative term. Both these terms, motion and rest, are relative. So now you have understood. So anybody asks you a question, is this object at rest or in motion? Your question should be with respect to whom? And then you can give the answer. Now I am asking you a question since you have understood. Suppose you went to Delhi and there's a very famous place in Delhi which is India Gate. So you are going and walking towards India Gate. Now my question to you is, when you are walking towards India Gate, is India Gate at rest or in motion? How do you decide? You will have to see that the distance between you and India Gate, is it changing? Is it remaining same? Right? So you can decide according to the position. If the position is changing, definitely it is in motion. If the position is not changing, definitely it is at rest. So my question, I'm repeating again, you are walking towards India Gate. Is India Gate in motion or it is at rest? Correct, children. It is in motion because the position with respect to you is changing for India Gate. Now I am asking you another question. You all must have traveled by train, by plane, by car, truck, bus, so many mode of transports. So imagine that there is a train which is stationary on a platform, right? So my question to you is the platform at rest or in motion with respect to the train? Correct, the platform is at rest. Now the same train starts moving, starts leaving the platform. What can we say now about the platform? Is it in motion or at rest with respect to the train? Correct, definitely, very good. So the the platform is in motion with respect to the train. So I hope the concept of motion and rest is now very clear to you, right? So motion and rest are relative terms. This we have to remember always. Now you have to write a question in your notebook for which you will write the answer on your own. The question is, explain with the help of an example that motion and rest are relative. Explain with the help of an example that motion and rest are relative. Everybody written? I'll give you 1 more minute to note it down. Once you are done, then we will move ahead. Now this is a hot question, high order thinking question. When does a cyclist appear to be stationary with respect to another moving cyclist? When does a cyclist appear to be stationary with respect to another moving cyclist? You can think and answer.